Okay, welcome students. This is Mr. Campbell again, back with our e-learning 6th period class. As you can see, we have our Go Blue up here. If you guys did not know, we did not have a video lesson yesterday. We instead had the vocab posted that will be due 2 weeks from today, 2 Fridays from today. So I'm giving you a lot of time to get ahead, get stuff done as we go along here. So feel free to get that out of the way. For those vocab assignments, let me see if I can go up here and show a good example of that. So all you're going to need to do is provide me with a definition. Again, you could look this up online, maybe alter it to make it shorter and in your own words, an example sentence, and a little illustration or a doodle. So you're going to write these by hand and not type. You have to write them, have your name on it, and then take a picture and submit. That way I don't have people copying and pasting things from just online. It doesn't help you learn the material if you're copying and pasting a definition, obviously, as opposed to writing it. So again, have all those components and you'll get the full A+, 15 out of 15 points. Again, if you only do the example sentence and the definition, you will not get the full. You'll get like a 12 out of 15, a B. So make sure you do that. Here is the example here I have for the first vocab term, which is the theory of evolution. And as you can see here, again, you feel free to copy that to your own. It's no problem. You can copy that example word for word from me if you like. So I'm giving you the first one. And then here's our list. Again, only do 1 through 15. Fossil record, comparative anatomy. Again, words we've been going over and some new words we'll be seeing in the future. Again, that is going to be due. Ignore that stuff here. That's just old stuff I need to delete, but it's due on the 9/18th. Again, due on 9/18. All right, well, let's go ahead and get to where we left off from last time. Okay, so I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we went over law versus theory, and if not, we're going to see it in our Go Blue. So no problems there. Sorry, guys, I'm kind of getting all over the place here. Okay, our 2 questions here from things we went over this past Wednesday. What is the difference between homologous and analogous structures, and provide some examples? And then number 2, what is the difference between scientific theory and law, and provide some examples as well. Just some announcements. We're going to have a lab next week. I'm going to kind of figure out how we may or may not do that for our online learning class. Maybe we'll do something of do an alternative assignment. I think we'll do, because we can't collect the data without being in person. Well, it's kind of an evolution lab with the beaks of the finches. Again, hard to collect data when we can't actually collect the data in person, but we'll have an alternative assignment probably for that. As an announcement, again, your Facebook profiles, those need to be turned in today before the end of the school day, so make sure it's just answering 4 simple questions about yourself. And then we have the syllabus quiz with the syllabus signatures to turn in. A lot of you are turning those in, so that is great. Please do those before the end of next Friday, next week, as we go along. Let's go look at our questions, guys. The difference between homologous and analogous. Homologous, again, same ancestor, different function. So they're creatures that have different structures, but they're going to have a similar ancestor. They're going to, in this case, we have our 4 mammal extremities: the bat wing, the whale fin, the cat leg, the human arm. At first glance, these look like completely different things, but they all have what? They all have bones inside of those structures. Does a shark fin have those bones? No. So again, looking at those structures, all similar, meaning they're all related. We know them as homologous structures, right? And again, for your notes, for answering these Go Blue questions, again, we are keeping a notebook. Okay. Again, we are keeping a notebook, right? So we should be writing these along, because like I said, you will have a notebook check next week. Oh, and another announcement, I'm going to be posting a short quiz hopefully later today. So be ready for that, and that's going to be due over the weekend. So it'll be due like Tuesday afternoon. You'll need to finish it over the weekend, with the help of your notebooks, hopefully, if you've been keeping up with that. That's an important grade. Next week we'll do our first notebook checks. But yeah, analogous is just the opposite. It's just same function, different ancestor, right? So they're not related, but they have the same function, the same use. So all the wings, the insect wing, the bat wing, the bird wing, not related. They don't have the same bones. They don't have the same materials there, but they all have the same function. Okay, and then for number 2, theories and laws, we should have made a T-chart from that video we watched last Wednesday, right? The theory and the law, right? So the theory, okay, law is not better than theory, okay? Theories cannot become laws. They just serve different roles and different purposes in science. The theory, again, I would just make sure if you didn't already do it on your T-chart from the video from last Wednesday, you just write down what's in red in your notes here. Again, this should be already on page 4, or no, on page 5, okay? The theory is going to take a topic in science and just try to explain it. It's going to take a topic in science that we can't equate in a math equation, right? They can be changed over time, and it's more descriptive and concept-based. It's more description. The law, and again, those include the theory of evolution, Big Bang theory, cell theory, and atomic theory. Why or how? Law instead is just kind of almost the opposite. It's going to be more numbers, more math-based. It's going to give you an equation, and you're going to make a calculation, right? So examples include Newton's laws of motion, thermodynamics, and gravity. So again, one is not better than the other. They're like oranges to apples, okay? They're separate and serve different roles, different purposes in science. Let's move on to your table of contents, guys. Again, pages 6 and 7 are going to be the origin of life theories, right? So keep adding to that table of contents. We'll make a new one every unit so that you can stay organized. Okay. Now what I want you guys to do on page 7 is just make 4 sections. You can kind of see here. Okay, I know it's backwards a little bit, but you're going to make 4 sections for 4 categories, okay? Our first category is spontaneous generation, okay? Oh, no. Anyways, okay. I guess you'll pause that, whatever. Our second category is primordial soup. So those are going to be the 2 categories you fill out on page 7. Only fill it out on half the sheet. We're going to do the other 2 on the next video lesson, which are hydrothermal vents and primordial soup. And panspermia, okay? So again, we'll talk about that. Again, you'll see them over here, hydrothermal vents, right? You'll see the other one with the comment called panspermia, right? Learn about that one as well. All right, so let's go ahead. Our first category is going to be spontaneous generation. So again, origin of life theories. We're trying to see what people and what scientists have thought as to how life first started on Earth. This idea has been disproven. So again, on page 7, this is your first category. Just write the title. You can draw the pictures if you pause and look closely. It's a little burst symbol, right? Primordial soup. I've just got like a soup, little lake of soup, right? The steam coming off of it. And close up, look at that. It should have 4 total categories on this sheet of paper. Origin of life theories is the title, okay? This is the idea that life came from thin air. It came from nothing. It just kind of appeared from nothing, okay? This idea is disproven. People used to think flies came from meat. People used to think that mice came from corn. Corn turned into mice. Mice turned into meat. Not my bad. Meat turned into flies, okay? This is not the case. Why were those animals there in the first place? Because they see those materials as food. So one experiment they performed, they would cover a jar up, put meat inside of it, and the jar that had the cover on it with the meat inside of it would eventually have no flies, okay? Meaning that life does not come from nothing. Life cannot come from non-life. Life comes from other life. It comes from eggs. It comes from reproduction, right? So it's a disproven theory that organisms could form without descent from similar organisms, okay? What I want you guys to do is go ahead. I've got 3 video questions. You guys need to watch this video on your own, okay? And look at number 1, what may have happened billions of years ago on Earth to help form life? So what happened? What converted it? What was Earth's early atmosphere and ocean like? What do we call it? And then 3, what element was needed with RNA to form oxygen in our atmosphere? So I'm going to go ahead and show you a quick preview. I think the bell at our school right now might ring during this, so apologies for that. Just going to play a minute. It's your responsibility to watch all of this video on your own and answer these questions on your own as well as we move forward. So let's go ahead and check this out. We'll get a little preview here.
Anthony here for D News, and if there's one question we all want the answer to, it's where did we come from? And now researchers at the Georgia Institute of Technology think that they have figured out a crucial component of the answer. So, about 3.5 billion years ago, the Earth is a lifeless, oxygen-free environment, and then at some point, bacteria form and start converting all the carbon dioxide, methane, and ammonia, and turning it into oxygen. But we've never been sure where that bacteria came from. Earth's oceans at the time were filled with all kinds of minerals, including a lot of iron. If you've heard the term primordial soup, that's what we're talking about.
There we go. So already we've had our first two questions answered within the first 45 seconds of the video. So go ahead on your own. You need to watch that, answer those, okay? Just to help you guys out. Number one, okay, we had bacteria, all right? Bacteria converting methane into oxygen, okay? So we can't have life without oxygen. And then number two, what was the early Earth and ocean like? What do we call it? Early Earth, it was very acidic, very gaseous, full of minerals. And we called this, as you just saw, primordial soup. Primordial soup. So it's up to you guys for a quiz or a test. Make sure you answer and watch the rest of that to get the answer to number three. Okay? Let's go to move on to our last thing I want you to write for the day is primordial soup. Only write what's in red in that section. So we're now on the second section. This is the last thing for the day. Okay? Only write what's in red. Okay, so life originated on Earth's surface in warm, shallow oceans. These are theories. I mean, there's some wiggle room for them to be altered. Okay, they may not be the exact answer as to how life started, but they're ideas and they've had a lot of evidence and experiments behind them. Okay, drawback. Drawback is what could maybe disprove this theory. What could maybe be inaccurate or wrong about this theory? Well, the thought is sometimes some scientists say that early Earth did not have large amounts of the gases for the Earth to maybe first form life. So again, Earth had a bunch of shallow gaseous waters, and those gaseous waters produced those chemicals to form life. Okay? So that concludes our stuff for today. All right? Again, go ahead, get the syllabus stuff done. A quiz will be posted soon. I'm thinking 8 to 10 questions on the quiz. All right, take that. Make sure you study, use your notebook, do your best on that quiz. It'll be due Tuesday afternoon. All right, Mr. Campbell, I'm gonna get it posted by Friday afternoon today. This is Mr. Campbell signing out. Stay ahead of your work. Got the vocab, syllabus stuff, Facebook, and contact me, message me if you guys have any thoughts, concerns, or questions. Take care and have a great weekend. And remember, we do not have school Monday, so there will be no, other than that quiz I'm posting later this afternoon to work on, there will be nothing, no lessons, nothing to do on Monday. Take care. Have a great weekend, everybody.